Well, it's named after Red Rose, but this cyclone Varda is turning deadlier. Earlier, there were expectations that it will lose its intensity, but now the latest weather predictions have said the cyclone will make a landfall around 1 p.m. today, with the wind speed that could go up to 120 kilometers per hour. These are the areas which will be the worst affected. North Tamil Nadu, Tiruvallur, Prakasam and Kanchipuram are the areas which will be the worst affected once the cyclone makes its landing around 1 p.m. today. Going across to a team of reporters who are getting us the latest updates. First up, going to Jugal, who's joining us from Chennai. You have Rohini also joining us from Chennai. Getting us reports is Akshaya, and we have Mr. Markanda Kulkarni from the SkyMet to give us more update on the latest weather conditions. Jugal, we've seen the first signs of cyclone that you've been reporting. Tell us about the preparations that are made and the weather conditions that continue to worsen.
Well, Devina, we are right now, of course, already in the midst of the cyclone. Now, just for our viewers' understanding, what does it mean when you say a cyclone will make a landfall? It doesn't mean that the cyclone will, or rather the first parts or the first side of the cyclone will hit the land. That it already is. In fact, even right now, the initial half of the cyclone is well and truly near the coast of Tamil Nadu. In fact, around the coast, and it's going inside. We are right now in the midst of the cyclone. When you say that the cyclone will make a landfall, it basically means that the eye of the storm, that calm center of brightness, that calm center which has no clouds in it and which actually makes you deceptively feel that all is over, that's the part which will make a landfall. So what you're seeing right now is very much the cyclone underway. It's the time of slightly before and after the landfall when the cyclone is at its peak intensity. Now also, Devina, from the speeds of about 150 kilometers per hour, it has now reduced. So in a sense, the cyclone isn't really intensifying. Its speed of about 120, which is now being spoken about, will be lesser than what it was yesterday. We've seen cyclones of up to 220, 240 kilometers per hour when in 2013, when in 2014, Cyclone Phylline, Cyclone Hudhud, which actually came onto the city of Visakhapatnam. Never before have we seen a situation where a cyclone hit the city dead straight. All of that happened. Much intense cyclones than the one that will hit Chennai, that is already being in fact hit by Chennai. Speaking about the situation on ground, as you just heard, continuous patrolling by police, continuous patrolling by other governmental agencies. We're here in a fishing hamlet and my camera person Shakil Ahmed will show to you this particular area which is what we wanted to focus upon. This is a fishing port, a very popular one here in the northern part of the city. As you can see, all the ships, or rather the vessels, are inside. There's not movement outside. I just a short while back had a chat with officials from the Indian Coast Guard who also told us, fortunately, there are no cases of fishermen being stranded or going missing at sea. There's no distress in any merchant ship as well. So, insofar as the situation on the ground is concerned, neither at sea nor in the hinterland have we heard of any mishaps. But the worst is yet to come before it gets any better. And as we move closer to that time of landfall that you were discussing, which, as you said, is likely to be about 1 or 2 or around that time, as we come closer and in the immediate aftermath of that time, you will see the situation becoming worse before it gets any better. And also, Devina, the reason why landfall is considered an extremely important point for a cyclone is because that's the time when the cyclone gets cut off from the source of its energy. The source of its energy is, of course, the sea right behind me. As you can see, it's intensifying, it's worsening, the waves are rising, and it's becoming rough and rough by the minute. So when the landfall takes place, the cyclone actually gets cut off from its source of energy, and that's the reason why after the landfall it only further declines. Interestingly, Devina, this cyclone has had a rather remarkable trajectory. I've been observing it for the last 8 to 10 days. It was initially supposed to hit somewhere in the central Andhra Pradesh coast. Kakinada was the area, much north from where we are. From then on, it's been turning south, it's been turning east, and now, as we speak, it's coming very close to Chennai. In fact, yesterday was for the first time that the weather department even used the name of the city to say that it lies somewhere in the trajectory. A big litmus test indeed for O. Paneerselvam's administration to ensure that they do not in any way let any mishap take place, and if it does occur, then they respond effectively. So that's what's happening here on the ground. The situation will worsen before it gets any better. Back to you.
All right, and as you're talking about it, Jugal, and I want to get some explanation for our viewers as well. You've been observing the trajectory of this cyclone. Once it makes the landfall, that's when it will also bring heavy rains with it. So 200 mm of rainfall is expected. And let's compare this to last year when there were similar weather conditions created across Tamil Nadu, and 1500 mm rainfall led to inundating of different areas across Tamil Nadu. So 200 mm rainfall that's expected in Chennai. Is the city prepared for it? Try and go across to my colleague Rohini also, who's with us. We'll try and fix up that connection with Jugal as it's the weather conditions turn inclement. Let's try and go across to Rohini, who's at Besant Nagar beach in Chennai. Now, Rohini, we're expecting heavy rainfalls. Is it also bringing the nightmarish memory of last year when many low-lying areas were flooded? Is the system much better this time? Are preparations being made much better this time?
Well, definitely it is taking people back to December last year when they did face those heavy rainfall, creating the kind of inundation that Chennai has never seen before, which they said it's never seen in even 100 years. But as I stand here in North Chennai on the Besant Nagar beach, like I was saying, choppy waters, the wind is getting really, the velocity is quite high. And as we stand here, we're also trying to see in terms of how the district administration has been putting things in place. People have been evacuated 48 hours earlier because they knew that that typically coastal Tamil Nadu also could get affected, and that is why the fishing hamlets and people around those areas have been asked to evacuate. They have been put up in various government schools, and they have been provided with food packets as well as blankets that need to be done, especially when it comes to evacuation processes. At the same time, the O. Paneerselvam government is trying very hard to prove a point this time, because last time Jayalalitha's government, or the AIADMK government, received a lot of flack for not coming out on time, especially to help people during the Chennai floods. And that is why this time they have taken enough precautions. They've also told the district administration that everybody needs to be on guard. This is also a residential area on one side, and this is the beach area, and people have been told not to step out. Schools and colleges have been shut down, and at the same time people also have been told that even for curiosity's sake, they should not be coming out on the streets, because it will become extremely difficult for the police and the people around here who are working as lifeguards to keep control of people, because if one person comes then everybody else will come. This is the kind of instructions that have been put right across. And if I can quickly show you, the deployment is quite heavy. This has not been seen usually on a Chennai beach, but as the winds get very choppy, as it gets quite difficult to talk here, as the winds catch up with velocity. Let me also tell you, Devina, that the situation, especially in North Chennai, will be quite bad, but people are getting ready and they're preparing for the worst. While I've also been speaking to people here, and I've also spent a lot of my time here in Chennai earlier too. People are stocking up for at least 2 to 3 days because they do not know whether the rains will continue. But like our colleagues have been talking about, the speed which is going to be reducing from 150 to 120 kilometers per hour. But definitely the rains are going to be affecting and disrupting lives of people, not just in coastal Tamil Nadu, but also in Chennai.
Well, Rohini, we can see from the visuals that you're getting as you're braving the storm as we speak. We want to get maximum information before the weather turns inclement, and be safe is what we can say at the moment. But can you tell us about what are the arrangements being done for shelter as well? For many people who will be seeking shelter at this moment, and also information on the NDRF teams and the Coast Guard ships that are on standby.
In terms of evacuation processes, like I said 48 hours earlier itself, the hamlets, especially around the coastal areas, have been cleared completely, and people have been told that and have been taken to various places. For example, government schools where food and water and other arrangements have been made by the district administration. The district administration needs to prove a point saying that yes, we are here to serve people and help people, and this comes at a time when the demise of Jayalalitha as well as the O Paneerselvam government coming in place, definitely trying to make a point here. In terms of deployment, we have been told there are around 2,000 to 3,000 police personnel deployed around the city of Chennai only to monitor that people do not come out of the streets or wander somewhere near the beaches. Apart from that, you have traffic policemen also who have been put in place, and they have been patrolling the area through the night, because all through the night it has been extremely windy, it has been raining through the night, and as we see closer to the time of landfall, the winds are also getting it's getting really gusty at this point of time. Apart from that, the NDRF teams have been put in place. They are ready for action as and when it happens. We have also seen NDRF teams in Nellore, where our colleague Ashish Pandey also is there. In Chennai also, they are ready with their rescue boats, because last time when the rains of this kind hit Chennai was completely inundated, and they had to use boats to actually ferry people out of their houses where the water flooded people's houses. But this time, lessons definitely have been learned. People are much more prepared, but natural disasters and natural calamities is something you do not have it in your hands. That's what nature does to us. So people are prepared, but they will also be prepared for the worst this time. Fingers crossed, Devina, to see that nothing unnecessary happens. As of now, no casualties reported in any place. But after the landfall, we'll also have to keep a watch and see to that if the district administration has managed to deliver.
All right, and Rohini, it's going to be a litmus test as we're talking about for the new Chief Minister, O Paneerselvam, because he has to ensure that we do not see a repeat of 2015. Give us details on what are the management being done specifically with the drainage system, because the first priority will be to ensure that the water doesn't accumulate, it drains away, the low-lying areas are not inundated, and there is no flood-like situation.
See, the last time after the Chennai floods took place, the first thing that the district administration was asked to do was clear all the drainage system in the city of Chennai. That was done partially, but the Chennai City Corporation also, as of now, have told people that around their areas, especially the welfare committees of various residential areas, have been told that all accumulated drains had to be cleared, because that's how the stormwater drains actually drain our water into the sea. That process took almost 4 to 6 months in Chennai, and they're hoping that that will work out better for the people of Chennai, because last time, because of the blocked drains and stormwater drains, the water rose to almost 7 feet, and that is why we saw such heavy inundation and Chennai actually sinking. Now this time the district administration has also ensured that people in low-lying areas have been moved to safer places. There are areas like last time that we saw, especially in central Chennai, where houses especially were completely immersed in the flood waters. This time those areas they've been asked to completely move out, be it in Nungambakam area or surrounding areas, also areas that we've seen where I stand right now in Besanagar. There is an area which is called Sholing Nallur and other areas where the water had risen all the way up to 8 feet, and we had seen a lot of casualties that had taken place. So keeping note of those areas, the district administration has cleared people out of that area and have asked them to move to safer places. So as of now, that is the kind of deployment that the district administration has done, and people have actually followed that rule and moved out. What we need to now see is that whether all the work that has been done in the last 6 months by the Chennai Corporation will hold good and help the people and the city from not getting flooded.
And Rohini, today the schools are shut, your shops are shut, offices are shut. It's a virtual lockdown because of the inclement weather which we're seeing in Chennai and other parts of Tamil Nadu as well. What's the arrangement being done? Right now, even as the camera person is wiping the raindrops, you can understand that the early signs of cyclone is being seen. What's the arrangement being done to provide food, especially to those who are in the low-lying areas, in slums, in different parts of Tamil Nadu, which could be facing the worst this season?
Yes, Devina. See, we're trying to get you a clearer picture of what is happening right now, and that is why we're trying to clear the lens. But at the same time, schools, colleges being shut down much earlier. Students have been told, and exams have been, which was scheduled today. Anna University had several exams scheduled. All that have been rescheduled for now. There are a lot of schools that are actually having examinations. That also has been postponed for now. And at the same time, we are seen in terms of the schools may also declare another day's holiday to ensure that everything is in place, because like I was saying, in case there's a flooding and then it become extremely difficult for people to commute to their offices or children to go to school, and in terms of how things have been put in place, not just in schools and colleges, we've also been told that they are being used as places for evacuation, where people can actually stay in case their areas fall under those areas which can get possibly flooded. Last time we saw that several people came out, Chennai came together, and we actually saw solidarity in the city, where one was helping another, especially in terms of trouble such as these. So this is a similar kind of situation we are seeing, where Chennai and people of Chennai will rise again to help each other, and they are doing so because there are several areas, if water is high there, then possibly. நீங்க என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கீங்க? இங்க தண்ணி வரப்போது, மழை வரப்போது, நீங்க என்ன பண்ண போறீங்க இங்க இப்போ?
ஒண்ணும் இல்லையே, பாதுகாப்பு
இருக்கீங்களா? தண்ணி கேர்மாங்க.
தண்ணில வரது புயல் தான் போட்டுக்கறாங்க. அது என்ன பண்றதுன்னு தெரியல.
நீங்க குப்பத்துல இருந்து போல, நீங்க இன்னும் கிளம்பலையா? நீங்க
இல்ல கிளம்பல, நாங்க எல்லாம் இங்க தான் இருக்கோம்.
நீங்க குப்பத்துல இருந்து எல்லாம் கிளம்பலையா? நீங்க போ சொல்லியா டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் உங்களுக்கு?
போல நமக்கு வேற எங்கேயும் வீடு இல்ல, நம்ம இது விட்டா வேற எங்கேயும் தங்க முடியாது.
நல்ல மழை வந்தா நீங்க என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க?
வீட்ல இருக்க முடியாது, வேற எங்க போக முடியும்?
Okay, these are some of the residents here. They belong to the fisher folk, the hamlet here. They're saying they haven't moved from their houses because they have nowhere to go. பக்கத்துல ஸ்கூல் எல்லாம் இடம் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. நீங்க ஏன் அங்கே போல?
மழை வருதே, மழை வந்து எப்படி போக முடியும்? குழந்தைகளா இருக்கு, அதனால என்ன பண்றதுன்னு தெரியல.
He's saying he's unable to go because they have small children. They are unable to evacuate themselves for now. But this is the difficulty people face. But we've been told by the district administration they have been evacuated. If they continue to be here, they are also risking their lives, Devina, because it is difficult for them to uproot their lives and go somewhere temporarily. But at the same time, it is also the responsibility of the government also to see to that these people are found in safer places. அப்ப நீங்க நல்ல மழை வந்து இங்க தண்ணி கேரி வந்தா நீங்க என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க?
நாங்க எங்களால வேற எங்கேயும் போக முடியாது. வீட்டை விட்டாலும் அங்க போனா ஸ்கூல் பக்கத்துலயே இருக்கு. தண்ணி இங்க தண்ணி அங்கேயே வந்துடும்.
They're saying that there's a small school next to their place. They may have to go and find that refuge over there. So that's the kind of situation.
And that's the biggest lapse, Rohini. That's the biggest lapse that we will see as the cyclone makes a landfall around 1 p.m. today. Going back to Rohini in just a bit. Have to take a short break.